Good evening, I'm Vinny Politan. Great to have you with us tonight here on Closing Arguments. And we begin this hour with some big breaking news in a story that we have been covering for months now. I'm talking about the disappearance of a little girl in New Hampshire. Harmony Montgomery is her name. Take a look. We've got some video in-house. Local investigators, FBI, everybody at an address in Manchester, New Hampshire today. Look at this setup. They're going in and out of the apartment at 644 Union Street. It's all about the little girl you're looking at. That's 5-year-old Harmony Montgomery, who disappeared all the way back in 2019, but was not reported missing until a couple of years later. She comes from a broken home. Custody was with her father. That was when she disappeared. Her father has a lot of legal issues right now, but has not been charged with anything having to do with the potential death or disappearance of little Harmony Montgomery. But a lot of action in Manchester tonight. For those of you not familiar with this story, here's the background on what happened to Harmony Montgomery. This is little 5-year-old Harmony Montgomery clutching her doll and smiling for the camera. When you look at this picture, everything seems very normal. Harmony seems happy and cared for. But sometimes pictures can be very deceiving because Harmony's world is anything but normal and happy. Her father has been arrested and charged with second-degree assault. The victim, his 5-year-old daughter, little Harmony. But that's not the most troubling part of Harmony's world. This picture is from 2019, and there are not any newer pictures of Harmony. The photographs of this little angel are all over 2 years old. That's because she's been missing since October or November of 2019.
Help us find this little girl. Someone knows something, do what is right, and call in. I cannot emphasize that enough. Somebody out there knows something. It's time for people to do the right thing.
According to a police affidavit, Harmony's mother, Crystal Sori, says she lost custody to Harmony's father, Adam, because she was dealing with a substance abuse problem. She says the last time she saw Harmony was a FaceTime call on Easter of 2019. Meanwhile, Harmony's father, Adam, says Crystal picked up Harmony for Thanksgiving in 2019, but Adam's girlfriend at the time says Adam told her he dropped Harmony off at Crystal's. Now, back to the assault charges. Adam's uncle claims that Adam admitted to bashing Harmony around the house and witnessing Harmony being spanked very hard, forced to stand in the corner for hours, and scrubbing the toilet with her toothbrush. So while the court system is dealing with the charges against Adam Montgomery, the chief is still looking for this beautiful little girl in the photo.
Quite frankly, enough is enough. This is a 7-year-old girl. Let's find her, all right? Let's come together as a community and do the right thing. That's all I'm asking, and I don't think I'm asking a lot. If people think that I am, then I'll leave it at that.
That investigation heating up today in Manchester, New Hampshire. As we said at the top of the show, they are searching a residence in Manchester on Union Street. This is the former location where Adam, little Harmony's father, and Kayla, her stepmother, lived. Not living there currently. They're housed somewhere else, courtesy of the state. Joining me now in Manchester, New Hampshire by phone, photojournalist Jeffrey Hastings, who's been on the ground all day in Manchester. Jeffrey, I know you've been super busy today, so we really appreciate you speaking with us tonight. Give us an idea of what the scene is like out there and what it's been like all day. What have you noticed? What have you observed?
There's definitely a larger presence than I've ever seen in southern New Hampshire, and the FBI has two teams that are identified there. One is the evidence recovery team, and the other is a hazardous evidence recovery team. Members from Manchester Police, the Attorney General, Hillsborough County Sheriffs, they were all on scene. Large amount of items coming out of the apartment in what would normally be used to put evidence that they're gathering. And the city block is closed off. And a lot of spectators have come, and I've spoken to people that have driven as far as 2 hours away to come see what was going on.
Huge investment by the community looking for this little girl. What can you tell us? Was there a time where they removed a large item, may have been a refrigerator from this home?
Yeah, there were two interesting things that happened today. One was an FBI truck showed up at one point and unboxed a brand new refrigerator that was in a cardboard box and brought it into the area where it would have access to go into the apartment building. And then about 2 hours later, a different refrigerator of different color came out from that same area. The police wrapped it with some evidence markers, sealing it shut, and then shrink wrapped it, and then placed biohazard stickers on it, and then loaded it into a FBI truck where some of the FBI evidence technicians and one of the Manchester Police evidence technicians got in the truck, and they removed it from the scene.
We're taking a look at that video that you shot today, Jeffrey. Great work. So basically, a brand new refrigerator goes into the home. The refrigerator that was there is taken out, sealed up, put in the back of this truck, and is now, I assume, going to be examined for evidence. That's a fascinating development in all of this. How much information are they speaking publicly? Like, are they holding any press conferences out there? Are they giving any verbal information to folks who are on the scene, journalists like you?
They issued two press releases. One was first thing this morning that just stated that there would be a large amount of activity and that it was related to the investigation of Harmony Montgomery. And we had hoped that they were going to speak to the media early this evening, and we were advised by the Attorney General's office via a press release that they would be there throughout the evening, possibly into tomorrow. They appreciated everybody's patience, but there would be no further information issued tonight. And they also said that people should not make presumptions based on some of the items that have been removed from the house.
Right.
Another interesting development that happened very late this afternoon was the City Highway Department, Public Works came and they assisted the FBI and Manchester Police in lowering a camera down into the sewer system in front of the apartment building, and several FBI agents were in the truck looking at supposedly what the video was transmitting.
And I think we're looking at that right now as well. So you're taking a look, you're opening up a manhole, going into the sewer system near the location of this residence. And this was the residence where Adam Montgomery, Harmony's father, was living with his wife, Kayla Montgomery, the stepmother of little Harmony.
That's the information that has circulated from several agencies.
All right, Jeffrey Hastings is with us, photojournalist on the ground in Manchester, New Hampshire tonight. Big breaking news in the search for Harmony Montgomery. FBI, other teams on the ground. I want to bring in a special guest joining us in Los Angeles, California, retired FBI Special Agent Bobby Chacon with us. Bobby, thanks so much for jumping on with us last minute. All of this stuff developing today, developing tonight. Give me first your thoughts about this refrigerator exchange that Jeffrey described to us, where it seems like investigators, including the FBI, bring a brand new refrigerator, bring it into the apartment, and then take the one that was there out, wrapped in some sort of plastic wrap. What does that tell you? And have you ever been on a team that has confiscated a refrigerator?
Sure, and even bigger items. I mean, look, you saw the shirts that they're wearing. This is the shirt that I wore here. You know, very similar. You know, the evidence response team. I was the underwater search and evidence response team. You saw the hazardous materials evidence response team. These are our CSIs. We don't call them CSIs, but these are our crime scene folks. And for that apartment is no longer occupied by the dad of Harmony, and so the refrigerator in there, if we want to subject it to additional and detailed forensic examination, it belongs to somebody else. It belongs to either the landlord or the residents that are currently in that apartment. So we don't want to, you know, unduly inconvenience them. So we actually replaced the refrigerator that we're going to take. They probably brought it in there. They probably set it up, plugged it in, let it cool up, and then had the resident take everything that they brought into that refrigerator, put it in the new one, and then we remove the old one and we take it to the lab so we can do a very detailed forensic exam of it. We don't want to inconvenience the person. We don't want to take their refrigerator and leave them in the lurch like that. We don't do that. The people that are in that apartment now have nothing to do with any crime, and so we're going to replace that, and we're going to take the refrigerator that we think was there at the time of the crime so we can subject it to lab analysis.
Jeffrey Hastings also with us, photojournalist on the ground. He took all the pictures that you're seeing tonight. Jeffrey, any idea, like Adam Montgomery and Kayla Montgomery have been out of there for quite some time. The current residents, are people not permitted to go in and out of that building? So the people that are currently living there are kind of out of their space at this point?
My understanding is early this morning that it's a very large apartment building. My understanding is early this morning the police evacuated the building and made arrangements for the people to go to other places. So the search is extensive in the building, but it's mostly concentrated on a second floor apartment. So there's really nobody on the ground that lives in that building. They've all been relocated someplace else, and all there is really some hearsay. It's a very colorful neighborhood. There's a lot of other apartment buildings nearby with people that have their own opinions about things, but there really hasn't been any official information that came out.
Bobby Chacon, let's talk about something else that Jeffrey's reporting tonight. The manhole is opened. A camera is lowered down. Remember, we're going back to 2019 now is when Harmony disappeared. What are your thoughts about what you may or may not be able to find down in the sewer system at this point?
Well, it depends. I mean, look, when I had the dive team, I was called out to Interstate 10 in downtown Los Angeles to put a diver in a manhole cover to look in that sewer to see. We were actually looking for a human head at the time. And so that what we call a drop camera, I actually had those on my team. We operated those types of cameras in the water in very small water pipes and things like that. You're looking for teeth, you're looking for human tissue, you're looking for human bone. And so those drop cameras, sometimes they have weights on them, sometimes they have a device that can snake through different clogs and things like that. I mean, people that know how plumbing works, there's traps in plumbing that catch things. You know, that's why people that drop their wedding rings in sinks can retrieve them, you know, at a later time because you have the trap that's under there. So they may have turned off the plumbing to the water to the building. That may be why they've removed the other occupants of that building, because they may have to temporarily turn off the water to the building. I'm speculating again. They've asked us not to speculate, but that's what you guys want me to do. So I'm going to tell you that they may have shut off the plumbing to that building so that they can do an analysis or an examination of the plumbing. Clearly, they're looking at some of the plumbing, the public work plumbing that comes from that building. So they're, you know, obviously you can take a guess that they think something may have washed out from that building into that drain system that's of evidentiary value, because that's all they're there to find is evidence. So that's a pretty logical guess.
Yeah, and Bobby, you're not speculating. I mean, you've done the work, you've done the job. So what you're doing is analyzing the situation. Their concern was speculating about what they may or may not have found. Which
sure.
Obviously,
Absolutely.
we have no idea. But we can take a look at what they're doing and try to figure out the significance of this.
And you're right, Vinny. I've done exactly what they're doing on numerous occasions.
So, Bobby, when it comes to retrieving evidence that is, again, we're going back to 2019, if it's a couple of years old, if it's something that's in the sewer versus something that could potentially be in a refrigerator, what are your thoughts about how difficult it is, how tough or challenging it will be to try to get evidence if it ever existed in either one of those environments?
Well, the refrigerator would be less difficult than the sewer system because the sewer system's open to the public, right? And you have a mixture of things going in there from many different sources. The refrigerator, however, if it was the refrigerator, they determined that's the same refrigerator that was there when Harmony's father lived there, then that's of evidentiary value. And not a lot of other people have used it. Maybe some new tenants over time, but that's a limited amount of things that have happened to that. There's also the case where they may have used the refrigerator, unfortunately, to possibly store something that then they wanted to get rid of in the drain. And so it might have been a two-step process. And so they really obviously feel that there's something possibly of evidentiary value in that drain. It would have come from that apartment, and maybe the refrigerator was used in the interim to, we've often seen refrigerators like that used to disguise smells of human remains that are decaying. And so, those are possibilities that they may be looking at.
Jeffrey Hastings, for those of us who've never been to this neighborhood, which is probably almost everyone that is watching tonight up there in New Hampshire, you gave us a partial description. How busy is this neighborhood? Are there wooded areas in this neighborhood? Is it a very busy place? Do people get to know each other?
It's in the center city of Manchester. There are no wooded areas or any areas like that in the vicinity. That city block has been the subject of a lot of police activity over the years. There are several multi-family apartment buildings that form kind of a horseshoe shape, and there have been a lot of incidents that I've responded to there, whether they're SWAT, homicides. About 2 months ago, there was a situation where a guy broke into an apartment and shot a dog and jumped out the window. There's a lot of police activity in that area, and I guess I'd leave it at that.
Yeah, and being there today, understanding how big of a story this is nationally, I can't imagine how big it is locally. Give us some idea.
Well, I think everybody since, basically in December, when they held the first press conference announcing Harmony's missing and asking for the public's help, it's safe to say that really New England-wide, there are people that are watching every single development, every single lead that is made public. There are a lot of Facebook or social media groups that have their own groups where they're trying to solve this. There's been groups that have come from around New England to do searches in areas that they thought should be searched. There's a lot of interest, and I think there's a small percentage of people that are following this that believe Harmony will be found safe, and there's a large percentage of people that don't believe that will be the case.
Yeah, we're looking at the photos of this little girl. How anyone could do anything to this angel other than love her, protect her, and try to keep her safe is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. Being able to smile in those photos. Jeffrey Hastings, photojournalist in Manchester, New Hampshire tonight. We thank you so much for joining us on this busy, busy day for you. Busy night. It'll be a busy day tomorrow. And we appreciate all the great images that you captured today. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, Bobby Chacon going to stay with us. When we come back, we've got more on the search for little Harmony.